Welcome, my friends of the interwebs. This video is brought to you by Rusty's Rags, the world's best gun cleaning cloth, bar none. Magic oil, gotta love it. Okay, by the way, go to my the greatest hookup ever video. Check it out. Get yourself some Rusty's Rags while you still can on the cheap. Get your 25% discount. Do it right now. Okay. It's going to be a little gun cleaning video / story time. I know so many of you love my storytelling abilities. I don't know what you see in them, but apparently a bunch of you like them. Yeah, I'm going to fill you guys in on some stuff today. And I'm doing this at my own risk. Yeah, I know I've been running my suck a little bit lately about the TV thing, and a lot of people are like, what are you talking about? What's going on? Tell us, Voodoo, tell us. It wasn't like I was sworn to secrecy, because I really wasn't, quote-unquote, sworn to secrecy, but I was asked very kindly. Man, look how dirty that is. Woo, doggy. Let me see if I can. I'm using my flip cam, so I don't know how much of it you can see. Shot this in that TV pilot. Wasn't sworn to secrecy, but I was asked not to vlog about this stuff. Now, I understand where they're coming from. One of my subs, I think he was a sub, he asked me, he goes, why wouldn't they want you telling people about this? Because I used to be in the production business, and, man, we want you to be telling everybody under the sun. Well, here's the thing. I'm going to tell you a little something about reality TV. It's a dog-eat-dog business. And if you come up with an original concept for a reality show, you protect that puppy all the way until you're ready to drop it. Literally. Until you're ready to air the first episode, you keep it under wraps like it's in Fort Knox. Think about it. A good example is how many swamp shows are there right now? It's a very cutthroat business. You come out with an idea, somebody will beat you to it unless you keep it quiet. And that's kind of the stage we're in now. We just shot the pilot. The network that bought the pilot they haven't even got it yet. Actually, I think the pilot's still being edited up. But you know what? I'll tell you what. Let me start from the very beginning. I'll just have to do this very cryptically. Very cryptically. I think I can pull this off without giving up too much. And after all, they have to know that I've got a big mouth. I've got, almost 400 videos. Well, actually, if you count all my channels together, I've probably got closer to 450 videos on YouTube. So, come on. When you first contacted me, what did you think? But I don't want to screw the pooch either, so I'm smart enough to be careful. But I do want to tell everybody exactly what's what, because, I know I've given you just little tidbits here and there about the television thing. Some of you that are close to me on YouTube know a lot more than others do, that's for sure. But anyway, I'm going to start from the beginning. How's that? About a little over a year ago. I'd have to actually go through PMs to see exactly when, but about the time... Some of you will probably remember about the time that Fat Mike from the old firearms channel, Fat Mike, he was fucking everybody. He was. It was like a reign of terror. He was just pulling all kinds of shit, getting people's channels yanked down, getting people's partnerships taken away. He really hit some good people like USNER Doc. I don't know how many of you remember that or not, but yeah, he was click bombing partners and stuff, just doing all kinds of stupid shit. Yeah, here he's got a new channel out now. It is the 1911 channel. Hey, just a heads up, if you get involved with Fat Mike from now apparently a channel called the 1911 channel, you know what? You're playing with fire, because the guy is a dirtbag and he will screw you over the first chance that he gets. Just giving you a heads up. In my humble opinion. So anyway, about that time period, when Fat Mike was screwing people over, I'd lost my partnership because of him. Right around that time, it's kind of like one door closes one, and then another one opens type of scenario. I get up one day, and I was really bummed. I was bummed at what had been going on in the firearms community. God, man, when USA and the Air Doc lost his partnership, and Matt lost his partnership, it was just horrible what was going on. But anyway, I was really bummed. I got up and I opened up my PMs, my inbox on YouTube, and there was a PM in there from this chick. I'm not going to tell you what her name is, or even her company's name. But she gets up with me. She says, "Hey, I'm so and so from XYZ production companies, and I've been watching your YouTube videos, a couple of them, and I'm really impressed. And I'd really like to talk to you about, doing some reality TV stuff." And, of course, my first reaction, especially with what had happened with the Fat Mike thing, was, yeah, whatever. Whatever. But she had given me a link to her company's website. And I went to the link, and sure enough, it was a real production company who had produced some television shows that I knew that were actually, popular TV shows. And they were actually an international company, and they produced some shows in Europe as well. And so I'm like, wow, could this be real? I'm still skeptical just because, like I said, Fat Mike had been on a rampage and apparently off his medication. So I called the number, and a secretary answered with the company's name, "Thank you for calling blank, blank, blank Productions. Can I help you?" And I was just like, is so-and-so there? And she's like, "Yes, or can I ask who's calling?" I told her who I was. She goes, "One moment, please." Next thing I know, this chick who had sent me this email answered the phone. And I said, "Hey, this is Richard Hunter. I got your PM on YouTube regarding, blah, blah, blah videos." And she's like, "Oh, so great of you to call." One thing I will tell you about that industry is they know how to blow smoke up people's asses. They are professional smoke ass upper blowers. Whatever. So anyway, she was supposedly thrilled to death to hear from me. And we got to talking, and she said, "Hey, I've been watching a couple of your videos. I'm really impressed. You got some really great stuff. And I want to know if, you'd be interested in doing a reality television show." And I was just like, well, there's a little bit more to the story that I can't really tell just because it'll give some stuff away. But, initially I was like, I don't think that's going to work, but you might be interested in doing X, Y, and Z. Or, whatever. And she's like, "Well, okay, yeah, blah, blah, blah." And she checked out some other things, and she got back with me, and she says, "Yeah, we're down with that. That's some awesome stuff you got going on there, and we would be very interested in doing something with that." So, yeah. So, not the easiest thing to do to try to tell a story and leave parts out of it, but, Then again, that's what I do with my real life videos. I mean, think about it. Because of the federal trial, which reminds me, the 29th, keep your guys' fingers crossed for me, the 29th, Mike Smith and Target Oil and Gas, his brother, Mike Smith was the president of Target Oil and Gas, his brother Chris was the vice president of Target Oil and Gas. Anyway, they're being sentenced. They're looking at 20 years in prison. They're the ones that sued me for slander. And I promise you, I'll make that video. But they're being sentenced on the 29th, and I pray to God that they get every bit of those 20 years. But anyway, let me get back to the television thing. So anyway, so she says to me, she goes, "Listen, can you meet me down in Kentucky? I'm going to bring a camera guy, and we're going to we'd like to get some footage, And like I said, it was like a year ago. And I said, okay. So I met her down at my place down in the Holler, and for 3 days, she and a camera guy shot footage for this show. It was cool. It was a lot of fun. I'd never had a camera in my face before like that. It was kind of neat. And yeah, I was loving it. I was digging it. I really was. It was different. It was just a neat experience. And then I didn't hear anything back for a long. Well, I shouldn't say anything. She would from time to time call and blow smoke up my ass, But I did get to the point where I was like, well, maybe this isn't going to happen because it's been so freaking long, And what they did was, this is the way it works. They take that footage, that 3 days of footage, and they put together a teaser, kind of like a teaser reel kind of thing. And what they do then is they shop it to networks. whatever networks, you know, you can think of. Anyone you want to think of. Think of a network. And I'm not going to name networks in this video. But they go to different things and they shop these little teaser reels that they have, trying to sell the show. Well, originally there was a couple of what I would consider A-list, fairly big networks that were very interested in what they had come up with. And at this point, I hadn't even seen the teaser reel. I didn't know anything about it. I mean, they took a lot of film, so I had no idea what the end product was. And they're, like I said, they're very, very, very protective of their concept. So, initially there was a lot of interest, and I guess, you know, things, you know, that industry, things change so quickly. And then, you know, that there wasn't so much interest, and there was interest, and there wasn't so much interest. So this bullshit went on for like a year. And then one day they called me and they said, listen, we've got a buyer. We've got somebody who is willing to buy the option and wants to, when they buy the option to the show, they pay for a pilot. Now, only 25% of pilots ever make it to television. Just right out of the gate, that's just a fact. At least that's the average that I looked up. So I'm still not overly thrilled. But the network, you know, I mean, initially my first response when I found out what network it was, I was like, really? Seriously? I didn't see the absolute potential at first. Now I do. And I can't tell you why, but you'll know eventually. So anyway, they're like, well, okay, let's work out schedules because everybody's got to meet down at your place in Kentucky and shoot this pilot. And, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I had, you know, it was a real catch-22 for me because I literally had just had, I needed a hernia operation. I had an incision line hernia from when I had my gallbladder out in November. And it was one of those things my surgeon really did not recommend that I put off. But, you know, it was, you know, and I remember having this conversation with my surgeon. I said, listen, this is going to sound really crazy to you, but I've got this television thing going on, and I need to shoot this pilot. They're not hammering down dates yet, but we're talking about dates to shoot the pilot, you know, and I said, can I put this, I think I'm going to use this brush. Can I put this off, you know, for a little while? And he told me, he said, listen, he goes, I wouldn't put this off at all. He goes, but if you're going to, just go ahead and wrap it up pretty tightly. Well, okay. So my decision was to go ahead and put the pilot off, or no, I'm sorry, the surgery off, and shoot this pilot. Well, then, still fighting this bronchitis and this pneumonia. But then, I don't know, some scheduling conflicts, this and that, and then I got the feeling it was going to be like a month before we could all get together. So I said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and jet in there and have the surgery. And wouldn't you know it, this is the way my luck works. I schedule the surgery, and then like the day before the surgery, the production company calls me and says, listen, we've got to shoot this pilot. The network wants this thing right now, and we've got to shoot this pilot next weekend. I'm like, you shitting me. I'm going in tomorrow for freaking surgery. Well, you know, I'm just like, screw it, I'm not putting this off. Because, you know, in all honesty, you know, with this production company, it was a lot of that, you know, back and forth crap. And I was actually pretty convinced that in a short period of time, they would go, oh, well, okay, now something came up and now we can't do it until, you know, 3 weeks from now. So I'm like, screw it, I'm going to have this damn surgery, which is what I decided to do. So it turns out that, like, not even 3 weeks after my surgery, I'm down in Kentucky shooting the pilot for this television show. So, yeah, crazy, huh? And it did kind of suck. I think I know I wasn't at 100%. I do believe that while I was down there, I actually had this pneumonia thing going on because of a couple of things that happened while I was down there, led me to believe that I was coming down with what I thought was maybe asthma. I didn't know. In fact, I made a comment to somebody. I said, you know, I think I might be coming down with asthma. Well, it turns out after, you know, getting back to Toledo and having a chest X-ray that I had pneumonia in my right lung. So anyway, I wasn't anywhere near 100%, and I'm sure that it's gonna come out in that pilot. Hopefully the network realizes what the situation was. I mean, the executive producer talks to the network, so hopefully she let him know, look, this guy was nowhere near 100%. I still think it'll be cool. I just think that, okay, well, if they think that was cool, wait till they see me when I'm at 100%, that type of thing. So, anyway, I'm gonna take this up, because this is getting a little nasty. With Ballistol for the win. Okay. Yeah, I need a big bag over here, but I don't have a... So anyway. Ugh. Long, boring video. Alright, so anyway. So we shoot the pilot. And takes a couple weeks to... Takes a couple weeks, I guess, for the pilot to be done up and, edited and all that crap. They took a lot of footage. Tons and tons of footage. And then from that point, it goes on to the network that paid for the pilot and has the option. And then it's up to them. I mean, what they do with it is it belongs to them. If things go well for me, what they'll do then is they'll order X amount of episodes. And I'll get into all that down the road at some point. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. So there is still a chance. I'm trying to stay pretty positive about it, but there is still a chance that nobody ever sees any of this. Like I said, only 25% of pilots ever make it to television. So, we shall see. Keep your fingers crossed. I'm hoping that my subscribers, being wonderful people that they are, will support the hell out of this when it comes out. I've got 8,000 subs. Even if a couple thousand of you were to promote the heck out of this on your channels and stuff, let's say the pilot came out, well, supposedly it's going to come out this fall. I don't know yet. But let's just say it was going to come out this fall. If I could get some of you guys, especially some of the bigger channels like Pete from the Armory channel, if I could get some of you guys to really promote it, it would be awesome. Now, I will say some of my older subscribers probably, I don't know how much you'll like of the, well, let me just put it this way. I hope, regardless of what you see, that you're very supportive of me. And, because, bottom line, I'm not a big guy on YouTube. I mean, I'm really, nothing. I've got like 1% of Nothing Fancy's numbers. For us, any of us, to make it to another level, I think it's awesome. Yeah, you're probably thinking, well, yeah, it's you. Of course you think it's awesome. Truth of the matter is, if it was Mr. 45 Bullet that had this opportunity, I would be thrilled to death and support the hell out of him. I really, really would. And I think my subs will. Though, it's like anything else. You have kind of an idea of what my channel is about, and you've watched my videos for years now, and then you watch a TV show and you're like, wait a minute, I just hope you're like, well, okay, that's television, and it's still really, really cool, and hopefully, Richard is successful, and blah blah blah. So I don't know. Anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I do pray though that you're all very supportive of me. Love, love, love that Rusty's Rags. Just love it. What's nice about Rusty's Rags for me is that I can shill for this company and feel good about it. Just because the product is really awesome. That's what's cool. God, if this product was, well, if this product was half as cool, I'd still be thrilled. But, man, I'm telling you guys, if you've not tried the Rusty's Rags, get that 25%. You don't have to use my code. You can use Paul's code, but get that 25% off now while you can. You will not regret it. You can't buy this. You can't buy Rusty's Rags in stores yet. There will come a day when you will be able to. I predict that. But for right now, you can't. And the only way to get it is through his website. You can find that on my Greatest Hookup Ever video. So anyway, listen, I'm not going to get back into Rusty's Rags. It is awesome, though. All right. I'm sure you guys are bored to tears by now. But that's the whole television thing for the most part. At least 90% of it. There's some more nuances that could be told if I was able to. But that's why, by the way, and I want to tell you, that's why the whole secrecy thing about the whole thing, just because it's an original concept, it's something that's not been done yet on reality television, and they're scared to death that somebody will run with the idea and get it out before they do. You can't blame them. I mean, like I said, it's a dog-eat-dog world. But if anybody from the production company sees this and you're having issues, just don't freak out. Just call me and I will take it down. So, paranoia runs deep. Anyway, listen, I don't even know what else to say. If you got any questions, don't ask. Don't ask and I won't tell. That's really all I know. Now, there will come a time. Okay, let's say, for example, the network buys a bunch of episodes, and then we start filming the first season. There will come a time when they give me the green light to promote the hell out of it, and then that's when I'm going to come to all of you and ask you for the hugest favor and help me promote the TV show. I would love for this to be that network's ginormous hit. I really would, and hopefully, you know what? Listen, I believe a high tide rises all boats. And, I'm old school. When I eat, everybody eats. So if there's any way I can help anybody else, in fact, I've got some YouTubers in mind right now that I really think deserve to have their own TV show. I think will. And if I can help them, I absolutely will. So, okay. Anyway, listen, more to come. Everybody take care. See ya.